I am very excited to share this information with you guys. I recently found this. It's an outlook by Andreessen Horowitz 8 through 16Z on the overall crypto market. They are one of the top venture capital funds in the world. They're extremely high level, intelligent, successful investors. This is their overall outlook on the long-term growth and the space of the cryptocurrency market. I think this is amazing right now, especially in this kind of bull or bear market that we're in. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. This is for entertainment purposes only. All right, let's get right into this. This is the 2022 State of Crypto Report by A through 16Z. We should keep in mind, though, that A through 16Z does have an incentive to make people want to invest into the cryptocurrency space and bring up the price because they are in the cryptocurrency space. But I think a misconception about VCs, because in crypto, VCs kind of have a bad brand image, and VCs are long-term investors. These are not pump and dump type of investments. Most VCs are looking at 7 to 10 years plus investment terms. So I think that's good to know about this. Let's go over this. So this is talking about the current state of the internet right now. We're going to get into Web 1, Web 2, Web 3, digital authoritarianism, which is going to be like Russia and China and such. And then we have over here the big tech oligopolies, Apple, Facebook, Google, Amazon controlling the internet and the Web 2 space. This is showing kind of the growth over time of how technology has worked. It was kind of slow in the beginning, then ramps exponentially, and then kind of starts to flatten out here a bit. This is the Web 2 space and growth. I don't know. I kind of disagree with this a little bit. I think technology is going to keep ramping. But this is a good image here to understand Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. If you don't already, go ahead and hit that subscriber button because I'm going to be giving away 5 Solana tokens. One of my subscribers when I hit 1,000 subs. Make sure it's on public so I know that you subscribe. Let's get back into it. Web 1 here was a read-only platform. So it was like where Netscape and Internet Explorer was and Yahoo, and you would go onto the internet and you would just consume things. The general person couldn't really create for the internet yet. Web 2 is what is going to be the Facebook and Google, where the people reading the internet or consuming the internet are also creating, and it's a cycle. Now Web 3 is where the users now get a piece of the ownership of the platform. So where Facebook and Google and all the transactions and all of the data and everything is controlled by these single institutions. Now with Web3 and cryptocurrencies, the users and the holders of the cryptocurrencies are able to gain value from it. And this kind of shows here Web 2's value share. The users get the least, almost nothing. Creators get some. Builders get a lot, and the investors get the most. Now with the Web 3, it's they say it's a little more equal. I don't know if this is necessarily the case, but I do believe that what users can get from the Web 3 space is much higher than Web 2, where you're a user on a blockchain and you are getting rewards for it, or you are gaining value, can own a piece of the network. So there's a much better value share in the Web 3 cryptocurrency space than in Web 2. Cycles of innovation. This is showing the long-term trends here of the innovation, the developer activity. Here, the 4 waves, this is over from 2011 to 2022. When you are in close, cryptocurrency is very volatile, and right now it looks like we're on kind of a flattening down trajectory. But if you're looking at the long-term trajectory, which is what we want to be looking at, because I'm a long-term investor, and these are our analytics here. So the social media activity has gone up. I think on the next side here, it's going to show you the actual percentages. So global crypto market cap gone up by 270%. The developer activity is up 68.6%. Startup activity up 62%. Social media activity up 83.1%. And this starts back in 2009, these graphs. So it's just all upward growth in all departments of Web3 and in the cryptocurrency space. They're going to talk about the layer 1 blockchains, where we're at. I did another video where I compared Solana, Cadena, Avalanche, and Cardano. I can put it down in the description. So here we have active users, 5.5 million on Ethereum, 15.4 million on Solana, 2.6 million Polygon, and so forth. Avalanche at 609,000. I actually recently did a video, and I think I was way off on daily transactions. Well, this is Andreessen Horowitz's data here. Daily transactions, 15.3 million. Ethereum daily transactions, 1.1 million. So we have a lot of use cases on these, and let's go. While their smart contract platforms rival Ethereum in users and usage, the demand for block space is unmatched. So this is transaction fees paid on a 7-day average. So $15 million in transactions paid on Ethereum and 62,000 on Solana. Now, what's interesting is that Solana is doing way more transactions than everybody by far. And you come down here and they're paying the least, which in this graph, they kind of make it seem like that's a bad thing, but this is also fees. A lot of these fees paid are by the users, and we don't want to be paying high fees. So I don't know if this is necessarily a bullish thing for Ethereum, but it is a bullish thing for the space. With Ethereum's layer 1 hub, a significant value is being deposited in bridges. This is showing you the bridging. That's cryptocurrencies being transferred from one blockchain or from Ethereum to another blockchain or vice versa. Avalanche here is at the top of Ethereum bridges by total volume. Polygon Plasma here is the highest on as depositors, and we're getting up here at $30 billion of total billions. So at total bridging. It's quite a bit of money. Now, this is really cool to see. Ethereum continues to attract the most developers. So this is monthly active developers. This is since the first days since first commit. This is monthly active developers, and Ethereum is up here at 4,000 monthly active developers, which is really impressive to see. But here we have Solana down here and Avalanche, and these are all growing. It's a little bit slower, but it is interesting to see Ethereum here, the big boy, the beast, and it's also become a deflationary currency. So I think there's this is very bullish for Ethereum, but I'm still bullish on a lot of these layer ones. Layer 2s are becoming a huge thing. This is showing your swap amounts from swap tokens. This is your sending ETH amounts. The average cost is $4.48 for Ethereum to send and $22 to swap. And these here are bringing down those fees. So that's really good. But compared to the fees on some of the other layer ones, these are still really high. So we'll see if Ethereum can continue to grow like this. But right now, seems very bullish. The DeFi space, this is really interesting to see. Bank accounts, 1.7 billion people do not have access to a bank account. This is a big market for cryptocurrencies, and decentralized finance is bringing banking to all these people who cannot get a bank. So in other countries, not first world countries, or even maybe in first world countries, it can be difficult to open up a bank account. Remittance payments, so this is just like payments made globally. $650 billion of remittance payments are happening, and the average cost is 6%. Digital payments, 48% of adults on the planet have not sent or received digital payments in the past year. So that is a huge amount of space for growth. It's billions of people. Mobile and internet, this is interesting. Of the unbanked, 1 billion have access to a mobile phone. So that means these people have phones. 480 million of them have internet, but they just can't get bank account. DeFi has grown from nearly zero to over 100 billion in less than 2 years. So we have to really think about how fast this space has grown, how early we still are, and 200 billion in finance is actually a really small number, but that growth is massive and it's quick. So you think about the next 2 years or the next 4 years, that's where we're talking huge growth. But this is going to show you up to $200 billion in January 2022. This total value locked has probably decreased quite a bit during this recent bearish market, but the overall trend is massively up. Newer blockchains trying to replicate the success of DeFi and Ethereum. This is showing you how much of the TVL Ethereum controls, and then the values there. BNB chain is second, Avalanche there at kind of third. Terra was huge in there, but Terra is no longer here. Token exchange and lending protocols are the most popular DeFi use cases today. This is showing you trading volume on decentralized exchanges of $300 billion November 2021. We've decreased a bit, but just in 2 years, I mean, look at this. There was no trading volume on decentralized exchanges back in 2020. I mean, there was some, but very little. And borrowing volume decentralized. Look at this trajectory. It's just going up. So that's awesome. Proof of stake coming to Ethereum. This is coming. This is the total amount staked for Ethereum, your trajectory, your growth. 12.6 million ETH. That's ETH. That's not dollars deposited and staked. A lot of growth. Now this is showing you the size of centralized finance versus decentralized finance. And this is where we are right now, at the bottom. So here, JP Morgan, over $3 trillion just in one JP Morgan Chase. And then you got Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citi. It's billions and it's trillions and trillions of dollars. And DeFi here. I mean, the space to grow is just enormous. Stablecoins is a huge part of the cryptocurrency space, and I'm sure we've all learned a little bit more about stablecoins since UST and Terra. These are the different types: fiat-backed, a stablecoin that is backed by cash equivalents, a crypto back is going to be backed by smart contracts, and the algorithmic, which was our UST here. We'll see what happens with algorithmic, but that's where it's held and stabilized by the price of another cryptocurrency, basically, but there's nothing essentially backing it. But this is our growth in stablecoins here. Just up, 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 up. Everything's just going up. All the intrinsic numbers are going up in the cryptocurrency space. Up here at $150 billion in DAI, BUSD, USDC here, just under 150 billion. But look at that, 2 years ago, almost nothing. This is just 2 years. So you think about where we're going to be in 10 years. Wow, total money supply. All stable coins down here. Tiny United States, Euro. Stablecoins represent just a tiny fraction of the world's money supply. So there's just so much space for growth here. It's insane. NFTs have absolutely blown up. These are the different categories they created. Profile picture NFTs. Those are NFTs you're going to put on your Instagram, Twitter, art and music NFTs, gaming NFTs, utility, giving grants, special access, benefits, rewards, and then virtual world NFTs. And these are, and I'm sure this is going to grow as well, these categories. These are just right now. The NFT market remains hot, and we're beginning to see mainstream adoption. This is Ethereum NFT market activity, weekly sales volumes. Just growth. We had this huge spike here, but still long-term growth. I mean, 2021, May of 2021. This is a year ago. Nothing. Till now, $1.5 billion in weekly sales. 300,000 unique buyers and sellers. It's actually not that many. See, now this is really cool to see here as well. Web3 platforms have drastically lower take rates than the internet giants today. So you look at OpenSea. OpenSea is only taking 2.5%. App Store takes up to 30%. YouTube takes 45%. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, nearly 100%. So, and then we look at the next slide. Estimated creator revenues by source, 3.9 billion out of 22,400 creators in NFTs. The average per creator is $174,000. Now look at Spotify. You have a $7 billion, 11 million artists, 636. So this is a centralized space. This is a decentralized space here. $15 billion on YouTube generated for creators, 37 million channels, $405 average per channel. Facebook, 10 cents average per user, 2.91 billion. NFTs offers creators a whole new way to monetize directly with their fans. So I think the crypto space is going to be great for creators, but this is just showing where demand for users could shift into these decentralized applications because it's so much more beneficial to the creator as well as the user. Web3 Gaming. Gaming is massive in the cryptocurrency space, probably bringing the most crypto users. This is showing you here from 1979 2019, the video games and where they were being played on. And it's interesting to look at the mobile has now blown away PC, arcades, consoles, up here at $100 billion consumer spend in video games. Down here we have recorded music. It's interesting how recording music is actually... well, I guess the consumer spend. We spend way less money on music than we used to because the streaming world, doesn't cost as much as buying vinyls and CDs. But there's massive potential growth here. There's a huge market opportunity at the intersection of Web3 and gaming. 20% of NFT sales volumes in 2021 was gaming related. 49% of crypto wallet activity comes from games. 50 plus live Web3 games with more than 1,000 unique on-chain users. So the gaming space for crypto is just starting. That's actually a space I probably need to learn more about because I think there's going to be a ton of growth and a ton of opportunity there. This is getting into metaverse NFTs. Interest in the metaverse has exploded with land sales totaling nearly $2 billion. $2 billion is huge growth to see from zero, but if you think about what land could be worth in the metaverse, I guess if you have to make it finite, you can't make it infinite, and that's what's going to create more demand and decrease the supply or increase the value. This is showing you Sandbox, other side, Decentraland, and the $304 million. These things are cyclical. We have been hitting like spikes and things like this, but as more user adoption happens, when you have more people living in this metaverse, there's more eyeball. There's going to be more advertising opportunities for businesses to advertise inside the metaverse, and people spending more time in the metaverse. So eyeballs usually just turns into money. DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations. DAOs are providing a path towards community governance of any kind of organization. This is the normal company here, where it's very tight at the top and comes down. The DAO is more of a transparent, loose grassroots. I think we're gonna have an interesting learning curve to how to make DAOs effective. DAOs have accumulated more than $10 billion in treasury assets under management. It's a lot of growth, but I think the potential of $10 billion compared to like the amount of assets in companies under management. So if decentralized organizations compete with the centralized organizations and they grow and they take market share, lots and lots of growth, lots and lots of opportunity. A large majority of value held by DAOs is in the form of protocol's native governance token. This is showing you the value held in Uniswap, Gnosis, BitDAO. Most of it's in their native token here, which is the purple, and other tokens is the orange. DAOs enable a new bottom-up way for groups to make decisions. So with decentralized autonomous organizations, the holders of the token are able to vote on decisions made by the company now, or by the protocol or the organization. Now, this overall seems really good. However, I think there could be times where we don't fully know what we're voting on, or we don't fully understand if everybody fully understands all the technology and all the intricacies of what's going on, there could be times when votes go the wrong way. And this is something to think about with DAOs, but overall, I think this is just showing tons of growth. So this is really interesting. This is comparing web internet users in general from the 1990s here onward up to in the 2000s, and it shows the growth trajectory, and Ethereum is following that very similar growth trajectory. Now, with any single altcoin, any single cryptocurrency or protocol, things can change quickly. So this doesn't necessarily mean Ethereum's just going to follow this, but I do believe that the DeFi space and the Web3 space is going to follow this trajectory. So wherever we find those winners in there, that's where there's going to be tons of growth and opportunity. Anyway, so that's basically it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I hope you learned something. Keep aping, keep hodling. Woo!